Hi, this is Professor Teixeira. In this video, I'm going to talk about the production process from planning until execution in a little bit more details, okay? So the production planning and the plan orders, remember the last video talked about them. So the plan orders can be, they can be generated automatically by the master production scheduling or the material requirements planning process. So one of these two processes can generate the plan orders because these processes are this one is saying when to produce parts, and this one is saying the materials needed, the parts needed to produce these parts. Both of them know when and how many of each specific product will be produced, and then because of that, they can generate the plan orders for a certain amount of products being produced in next week, and the material necessary, the raw material. Plan orders must be authorized by production manager. Someone has to say, okay, this plan order is okay, here's my signature. They have information about the quantities and dates. That's what I told you. So I have a production order telling me to produce 1,000 shoes next week starting Monday. Plan orders are documents for planning purposes. And then comes the production orders. The production orders are formal commitment to produce semi-finished or finished goods. So it's a commitment to produce 1,000 shoes if we are talking about shoes. Many processes are triggered with the production order. If after a production order being released, then a specific number is generated to that production orders, like a receipt has a number, so we can track what is being produced in that production order. Routing selection, operations, and work centers are assigned. So in the manufacturing plant, so we have like routing selection, which products are going to where, which products, which parts are going to which processes, and in which work centers. Bill of materials, which is the recipe or how to make a product, is selected and components are allocated to operations. It's a process of like scheduling. This work center is going to work for this production order. Now we have the materials, we have information about like the type of product, the parts are going to be released from inventory, orders is scheduled in detail, how it's going to be produced. Per people, working employees, they have to know what to produce in which order. Material availability check is performed. So we're going to produce, we have to check if we have the raw material, the parts in inventory. Then this, okay, we do have it. Let's commit this, I don't know, 10,000 parts or 2,000 parts for this production order. That's components reserve. Orders is pre-cost and all cost estimated. At the same time, we have information about how many people is working, how much we're paying these people, how much we paid for the raw material, how long it's going to take, everything. So accounting can account for this cost to help determine the final cost for production and help determine the profit. Okay. Then the production order is released. After production orders have been created, they must be released for production, and the release authorizes goods movements and confirmation. So after authorization and release, then the raw material is going to come from inventory. The raw material is going to come from inventory from one of our storage centers, and then it's going to come in carts probably to the manufacturing plant for the workstations to start being processed. Orders can be totally or partially released. Doesn't have to be totally released. Most of the time it's totally released, but can be also partially released depending on some restrictions, like the company doesn't have all the raw material, or doesn't have capacity, doesn't have people. These orders also inform the cost centers, tell how much the cost in a specific center to help determine the cost. So when the materials are moving, we know how much we pay for suppliers. So this amount of paying, how much we paid for suppliers, is going to be used to account how much is costing to produce that specific order, okay? Capacity planning, production systems have limited capacity. It's not possible to produce everything because there's a restriction how much we can produce in a given machine or by people. Low capacity utilization is weight of resources. Overcapacity generates back orders or delays. And capacity planning compares production requirements, what is necessary, with available capacity, what we have available, what we can do, and performs a capacity leveling to uniform and smooth production along the time. If we cannot do everything now, then we have to distribute this along the time. That's what this is saying. And this one of the next step is the scheduling, because we have to tell customers when they're going to get the products. And then we can use backward or forward scheduling. In backward scheduling, the latest finish time is used to calculate the start date. This means I want to deliver next Friday. So to deliver next Friday, I have to put in the truck on Thursday. I have to have that in the distribution center on Wednesday night. I have to move it to the distribution center in the Wednesday afternoon. It has to be ready in Wednesday morning, and then we come back. That's backward. The forward scheduling is timer added forward from the start date. So we're going to start producing today, then it takes some time to process. It's going to be ready Sunday, then goes to this like distribution center on Sunday night to go to the truck on Monday morning, and that's adding to know when it's going to be ready. So we can tell customers, you're going to get your products next Thursday, next Wednesday, and so on. Order expediting. If the production order, let's say, is 10,000 units, cannot be finished on time, we can only finish 7,000 units, we can only finish 6,000, we have to put the other 4,000 or other 3,000 for next week, then the company can split the order, put in two different orders, overlap orders, like putting on top of another order that is ready, reduce queue, wait, and movement times, and that's all. So now we're going to start talking about calculations for this scheduling on when we can have the production done. That's related to the execution. So these are concepts that I'm going to talk and teach you in the next video, the video about production scheduling calculations. Okay, so this is the example I'm going to use. So after finishing this video, start watch the one about production order scheduling calculations. Okay, thank you.